Hey there, Dynamite fans. Come join us here at The Experience this Monday, May 8th at 6 p.m. Eastern. It's our usual time. Everyone should be here. Hopefully John will. Rex definitely will be. So will Robbie. I'll pop in and talk about how much I love Guardians Volume 3. So try to see it so we can actually talk about details of the movie. I know I'm not a spoiler person, but I really want to talk about spoilers. It'll be a great time no matter what. So please join us here at The Experience Monday, May 8th. 6 p.m. Eastern. Can't wait to see you.
Welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie Live!
What is up, everybody? Welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. In particular, welcome to Rockin Robbie Live, and we are back. It's been forever. It feels like forever since I've been here for Rockin Robbie Live to chat with you. It was about a month ago. We've taken some time off, but we are back and we are ready to roll tonight for Rockin Robbie Live. We got a great show planned because this is the show where we gather and talk about comics, movies, pop culture, and a whole lot more. Tonight, we got the DC sneak peek. DC Comics is releasing books this week, believe it or not. I have read them. I'm going to let you know what I thought about them. We got Marvel in the 90s. We also got Batman. That's right. We got a full show tonight. Show and tell. We'll be talking about the Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo, which was absolutely fantastic. So I got lots to talk about. We got a few movies to talk about that I've seen since, new movies that I've seen since we were last here on a Rockin Robbie Live. So once you get in here, throw out a station, maybe even a pop, boom. Let me know that you're up in the room. How is everybody doing? Hope you had a great April. Hope you've had a great start to May. Speaking of May, you know what today is the official first day of? Robbie Week. That's right. It starts last night, actually, at the end of Free Comic Book Day, because Free Comic Book Day is a great day. But it's one of the longest, busiest days at my store, at many comic shops, at almost all comic shops. And at the end of the day, I declare it Robbie Week. Robbie Reeks. I came home, hashtag Robbie Reeks. I came home and I had some tequila with a friend and we just chilled and listened to music. And that's what I did last night. And then I watched the Lakers tear ass over the Warriors. How is everybody doing here, though? Let me let you know that you can visit BlackBox Comics. You can enter code PCP10. They'll give you 10% off of all purchases. You can follow me on Twitter at The Rockin Robbie. You can also follow Pop Culture Philosophers on Facebook and on Instagram. And if you're on Facebook, you might as well make it official. Join the PCP Army. That is the official Pop Culture Philosophers Facebook group. You can also join us over at popculturephilosophers.com for podcasts, which we used to do back in the day, blogs, which we used to do back in the day, merch links, and a few other things. All those descriptions in the links down below. If you want to support the channel, there are a myriad of ways you can do so, including supporting us at patreon.com/PCP. Like these fine PCP patrons right there. We really do appreciate the support. You can also support with a super chat tonight. And yes, we have a super chat menu tonight. $1 to encourage me to drink some beer. To encourage me to drink some water, I should say. $5 for a beer, cheers. $10 for a Hellboy song, $20 I'll take a shot, $50 and I'll chug a beer. Because it's Robbie Week. And you may ask, what does Robbie Week actually mean? Right? What does it actually mean? By the way, if you want $15 in Whatnot credit, you can do so at the link in the description below. That's for new accounts. You want to save 10% at dynamicforces.com. They got lots of great stuff there. You enter code Robbie at your checkout, and you're good to go there. Also, we got a Shopify account with some really cool stuff. I get a percentage of the sales. Dynamite has put that together for us to help support our channel, and I do hope that you help support Dynamite Dynamic Forces because of it. And join me tomorrow for our show over at the EXP, The Experience, at 5 p.m. Central Time, where it's always going to be a great blasting time. All right. So it's Robbie Week. And if you're new to the channel and you don't know what that means, it's pretty much exactly what you think it means. It means it's the week of, that's right, Robbie Day. That means Wednesday, May 10th, New Comic Book Day. That is the celebration of Robbie. That's right, Rockin Robbie Day is Wednesday. And that means that Wednesday is...
It's my birthday.
That's right. Robbie Day is the birthday. That's my birthday is Wednesday is what's going on. And we got a super chat already from my buddy Spilio. Spilio, stay tuned throughout the night. I got something I'll be showing off at Show and Tell that you provided for me. So, all right. First chug on Britt and I. Much love, brother. Well, I love you and I love Britt and I miss y'all. So here you go, y'all, to Robbie Week. Everybody lift your cups up, tip them cups up. I don't want to see any drop of adult beverage left. So your first mission on Robbie Week, day one, is to drink an adult beverage. So let's have one right now. All right. Please do pardon me. Thank you so much for the super chat and celebrating.
It's my birthday.
It's been a while since we've done this, hasn't it? Let's see if we can still got it in us. Let me tell you about this little man I know. His name is Hellboy. He was sent to the earth some long time ago to save it or destroy. Brought to this earth by Rasputin, son of a demon and a nana who had sex with the brother, but was raised by Professor Broom. Now he fights evil and monsters. Yeah. Now he fights with a man who's a fish named Pete. And now he fights with a fire starter named Will. An ectoplasmic mess named Johann. PPRG. I really do appreciate that, Britt and John. Thank you so much. And I got your message. I had a message from Spilio. I hope Spilio doesn't mind me sharing this, but it says, Britt wanted to tell you, you look very handsome in your pick for tonight. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Just got my hair did today. Just went and got a fresh cut, fresh shave. Letting it grow a little bit longer. So they didn't cut the length off, but anyway, I didn't get the lines, y'all. I chickened out on getting the lines. So I might need some encouragement to get the lines next time because lines make me feel fine. All right, we're going to also kick it off with a shot. Don't forget, Super Chat menu is active tonight. There are no jalapenos on the Super Chat menu, though. Anyway, Super Chat menu, $1 to encourage me to drink some water, $5 for a beer cheers, $10 for the Hellboy song, $20 I'll take a shot, and $50 to chug a beer. I've already chugged a beer, so here's a shot on the house. Once again, redheaded sluts, Jaeger, peach schnapps, cranberry juice, because I have learned the hard way on the last Rockin Robbie Live, which happened to be a Teen Dog Shades night, which happened to be a night that I had a bottle of tequila with me. I learned the hard way not to do that on live streams. So there you go. Tomorrow night, though, after the EXP, do be sure to check out PCP Movie Night because we are in the Cruise Choice section of the year, and I get the first pick, and it's my birthday week, so I'm going along with one of my favorite movies. So tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central Time, we're talking about Repo, the Genetic Opera. That is right. You have never seen a movie like this before. It's on Amazon Prime. If you've never seen it, I highly encourage you to check it out and enjoy the conversation tomorrow night on Rockin Robbie Live. But before that, do check out Scarpad Sci-Fi Sojourns as they're talking about Vesper. I don't even know what the fuck that is. But also, Scarpad's going live at some point tonight. I think he's going live at 9 Central, maybe 8 Central. I guess he's going live while I am to talk about the Many Saints of Newark, which I've never seen. It's a Sopranos story. It's like a prequel to The Sopranos, right? Where, like, doesn't James Gandolfini plays his son or something like that? Anyway, so check out Scarpad's 2 shows coming up and Dylan's horror show. It's Robbie Week. You know what that means? That means I'm doing my favorite things. One of my favorite things to do is Dylan's horror show, and I've been absent for a few weeks, but I'll be making my grand return this Saturday night for my special pick for my birthday week. We'll be talking about Fade to Black. So tomorrow night, join Scarpad on Scarpad Sci-Fi Sojourns as he talks about Vesper. Tonight, he will be talking about the Many Saints of Newark. But join us on PCP Movie Night tomorrow night for Robbie's pick, one of my favorite movies, Repo, the Genetic Opera. And then join me on Saturday for Dylan's Horror Show as we talk about Fade to Black. We now pause for station identification. Get those stations out, y'all. All right, let's take a look at the chat, see who's up in the building. We got GT Key Comic in the house. How you doing? We got Big Herm. Big Herm, how you doing, man? We got Todd up in the house. Ouroboros Snakes. There's Spilio right there. We got Rogue Collecting. Two Gun Pedro. Station PCP Army. Pop, pop, boom. Pew, pew. How you doing, my man? Who else we got in here? Everybody's saying what's up to each other. This is a great community. We love you so much. Hey, we got Jay up in the house. What is up, my man? Producer Extreme. Just got back from Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and now I get to watch the award-winning Rockin Robbie Live. What a day. Yes, you have had a fantastic day then, Jay. I'll be talking a little bit about Guardians here. I don't have like a full-fledged movie review like put up or whatever. I put my initial thoughts like right when I got home from the theater. I put that up on Instagram. I'm going to start doing that a little bit more often. If I watch a movie that's fresh, that's new, I'm going to maybe record something to pop on Instagram. I may even do it outside of the theater with Jelani and Brooks if they're there, which they were this last time, but I didn't get them on the video. Hey, that Geek Mark, what is up? Mark from Geeks Unleashed. Hey, everyone. Just a quick hello. I better go to bed, but I hope you all have a great week. I hope you have a great week, Mark. In fact, I demand it because it's Robbie Week, so everybody should have a great week this week. Hashtag Robbie Reeks. Thank you very much, Big Herm. CTA Frank, what is up, my man? Station. Station, Ariaga. How you doing? Interfacer, Station. Already chugged a beer. Feeling good. Thank you, Spilio and Britt. Ouroboros Snake says, hope everyone had a great free comic book day. We'll be talking about that in just a second. Big Herm says, oh man, Robbie's getting messed up tonight. Not as messed up as I got on the last one, Herm. I promise. I'll be honest with y'all. I was fucked up on the last Rockin Robbie Live, y'all. I really was. Teen Dog Shades night. I get the bright-ass idea that I'm going to do shots of tequila. How in the hell can I hang out at Twin Peaks in Orlando or even here, because we've done that, Spilio, just so you know, we've done that. And in fact, Robbie Day plans are involving Twin Peaks. So Wednesday we'll be hanging out at Twin Peaks drinking tequila. How can I drink a plethora, like a bucket of tequila, going out with everybody multiple nights, but I drink like a few shots on a Rockin Robbie Live? I get twisted. Maybe it's the amount of time I'm doing it in, so maybe I need to watch that out. That's why we went back to the redheaded sluts tonight. So there you go. Hey, we got John Hammer Time. What is up, Hammer Time? How you doing? Well, happy belated birthday to you, my friend. I got John a ballin'-ass gift that's themed with most of the gifts I give John are themed with a certain theme. And John, you know what I'm talking about. Once again, same theme. Same theme. Hey, what's up, BJ? How you doing? Hey, John, Hammer Time. Now that you're here, Holshoe. Next week, we're doing High Fidelity. And for most of Crew's Choice, I'm trying to do just 4 people per panel, including me. But I left High Fidelity blank because I'm hoping you want to come for Jelani's pick and talk about High Fidelity with us. Please let me know privately or in the chat if you're down to do that. If you're free next Monday, because me and you, John Cusack, High Fidelity, that goes back a long way, doesn't it? Hey, it's Perry. What is up, my man? Station. Good to see you, Perry. Jay says, formal petition to add a super chat to Comic Collectibles. I need Robbie to sing this on that show just once. I can send you everything you need. You just gotta holler at, I guess, Kyle and Nick. I'm sure they'd be down with it. Let's see if we can make him some money with a Hellboy song. We had the weirdest episode of Comic Collectibles last week, where just last minute, Nick's like, you know what? We're doing a talk show tonight. Don't sell any comics. We're like, okay. Okay. Big Herm lifts the Pepsi and chugs it. Hell yeah. Happy early birthday, Robbie. Thank you, Ouroboros. Thank you, Perry. Spilio says it's done, Jay, for tomorrow night. Well, I'll send you the song. It's on YouTube Studio, but I'll send it to you. I don't even remember what it's called. Crew's Choice, like Terry Crews. I am down to watch any movie he picks. He is a cool dude. Dude, I'll tell you what, Holshoe, if we can get Terry Crews to do a show with us, we'll do whatever fucking movie he wants to do. Even if it's Friday after next, which he was in. By the way, how cool would it be if we ever did a movie night with a performer from that movie? I kind of got the ball rolling on something like that. I don't know if it's going to pan out. I'm kind of nervous about it, but we'll see what happens. We might have a really special horror fest. You never know. Yeah, everybody, no Guardians of the Galaxy 3 spoilers, please. John's going to go see it in a few days. In fact, when I talk about it, I'm going to go very spoiler-free. But Jay says, we really enjoyed it. Thought it was much better than Volume 2. It's a tough one. It's a tough one for me to say, because Guardians Volume 2 is my favorite MCU film. And it's an unpopular opinion, I understand. Can the Snyderverse be completed in comic book form? Yes, BJ, it could. Would the cells be there? Because maybe the cells would be there. I don't know. If you could get all the Snyderverse crowd, the Restore the Snyderverse people, to come in and buy it, yeah. I mean, but what would you do? You would have to have somebody adapt it from Zack Snyder's ideas and scripts. I don't know. It could work. It could happen. But we never know. Yeah, what's up, Glenn? How you doing? What's up, Evil Face Bad? What's up, Empire? What's up, James? I was burning from them jalapenos. I forget that. I mean, I do still consider myself a bit of a spice lord, but I ain't the kind of spice lord I was. I'll tell you that. Neighborhood Merc is in the house. It feels like it's been a year and a half, Robbie. Station. Well, yeah, station. Hey, William. Twin Peaks is not a stripper bar. Think of it like Hooters, but with good food. Hey, what's up, OUG? How are you doing? I, by the way, hate fucking Hooters. Hooters has got the shittiest food, the shittiest atmosphere, the worst environment. I hate it. Twin Peaks, though, it's badass. I'll tell you that. C. Spilio says, no, William, it's like Hooters, but better. Ooh, High Fidelity is awesome. Yes, it is. I love that movie. I just picked it up on Blu-ray because of the show. I thought it was I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and pick that up. John and I worked at the movie theater when that was released. Lap dances? No, not that kind of club. Not that kind of place. They got a really good, they call it the Texas Philly. It's like a Texas Philly cheesesteak. I know that's kind of sacrilegious to say, but it's basically a cheesesteak with like jalapenos and shit. Leaks of ASM 25 is out, says William. I flipped through it, and it's not going to be the big monumental issue everybody's wanting it to be. I think that's being saved for 26. We'll see what happens. Why are big companies like DC and Marvel, they aren't hiring good writers and colorists, etc. from indie comics? But they are, BJ. In fact, Dan Waters is doing the Loki series. Tamara Bonvillain has colored for DC. Yeah, they actually have. I think you're just reading the wrong stuff. Lars, what is up? High Fidelity is great, but you should also watch the original Fever Pitch movie with Colin Firth. Yeah, I've never seen that one. Was that based on the same book? Fine Damn Coffee and Apple Pie at Twin Peaks. Hell yeah, Death Rattle. Though I think Agent Cooper prefers cherry pie, but you never know. I've been watching Twin Peaks lately. I'm 3 episodes from finishing the initial run, and then I'm going to rewatch the movie, and then I'm going to watch the Showtime, The Return, for the first time ever. Hammer Time says, I'm positive you only initially went to Twin Peaks because you thought it was associated with the awesome show, but then stayed for the food and beer. Yeah, probably. I'll tell you what, John. When that place first opened up here, I was like, oh, how cool. I was with one of my exes. John, you know the ex that I'm talking about. And I was like, oh, cool. It's like a restaurant and a bar themed around Twin Peaks. And she was like, no, it's just women with their tits hanging out. John, let me know about High Fidelity. Oh, I hate it when ice comes in the shot. Two Guns says, I didn't know what I was getting into when I watched Repo the Genetic Opera, but I loved it. Hell yeah. Hey, there's Scarpad. There's Joe Slag as well. What's up? Jay says, Repo is a dope rock opera. Yeah, Repo is great. For every market, a sub-market grows. And you can finance your bones and your kidneys. I watched it this morning. Crying like a fucking baby at the end, like I always do. Oh my God. All right, before we really get started here, I'm going to take a shot. That shot was difficult to go down because it had ice in it. However, it's time to really officially get this going underway with your... First five. All right. We've been going through the Marvel Masterpieces line, the initial one by Joe Jusko, who we found out was alive. We miraculously resurrected him a couple months ago. But the next card up is card 21, and it's the Enchantress. She's just chilling, just enjoying herself, so that's nice. Then we've got Elektra. Love this card. And if you're a fan of ass, this Elektra card's kind of for you. Speaking of Elektra, we got Electro. Dude, Electro's been hitting those deadlifts. He's been in the gym. He's been doing the military presses and shit, right? Then we got Doctor Strange right there. That's a great card, too. And I know that everybody my age, these cards are like burned into our brain. Speaking of feeling jacked, it's Doc Ock, Dr. Octopus. That's going to wrap up your first five. All right, y'all. How's everybody doing? Do you have an opinion on the Hickman Ultimate series coming soon? Is it new or a continuation of something before? Well, it's new. It's a new story, but it is picking up threads that have been left dangling for a while. Mostly the post-Secret Wars Marvel Universe, the recreated Marvel Universe, the Earth Prime Marvel Universe, where there are a couple of oddities. And those oddities are two individuals that came over from the Ultimate Universe. That's Miles Morales and the Reed Richards of that world, which is the Maker. Now, Donny Cates played around with the Maker a little bit in his Venom run. And Miles has got his own book that's doing really well right now. Cody Ziegler and cannot think of the artist's name right now. That book's been really awesome. Miles Morales Spider-Man's been great. One of Marvel's best right now. And what it is it's Hickman kind of picking up those threads and doing something with it. It's probably him trying to do another Maker story. It's supposed to be Miles and Maker-centric. Where is it going to go? I don't know. So if Hickman does his job, you will be able to jump in and read the book, even though it's being built off of things that have happened years ago. So it's not necessarily a fresh, clean start, but it should be a good place just to kind of jump in and see what's going to happen. Brian Hitch, Jonathan Hickman, the Ultimate Universe. Let's do it, right? Death Rattle says, Twin Peaks The Return, Season 3, confused the hell out of me. Didn't understand it at all. Fuck yeah, you got me really excited, bro. Todd says, did you hear about Robert Venditti writing a new Sandman Mystery Theater series? I'm excited for it. Big fan of Wesley Dodds. Yes, there are 3 miniseries. I was going to do the wrap-up this week, but then stuff happened on Friday, and I wasn't intending to take a break from the weekly pop culture wrap-up for as long as I did. But Fridays, that's the day I film it. It's getting crazy. So I got to either A, figure out another day to do it, or B, just get on the fucking ball and do it. So I don't know. We'll see. But yes, there are 3 6-issue miniseries that have been announced. Jay Garrick Flash by Jeremy Adams, I believe. Alan Scott Green Lantern. I don't remember the creative team on that. And then Robert Venditti and Riley Rosmo on Sandman. And I'm very excited for all 3 of those, actually. Yeah, based on the novel. Okay, I see. Yeah, Fever Pitch is a different novel by Nick Hornsby. I get what you're saying. That makes sense. I've never seen Fever Pitch, but I know of it. What's up, Ideal City? Yeah, I know, Big Herm. Electro doing deadlifts. Where's Billy? Hey, what's up, John? How you doing? Yeah, I'm rocking right now. Mark says, there is a guy who explains Twin Peaks on YouTube. Long video, over 3 hours, and I wouldn't say he has it 100%, but high 80s. Okay, that's as close as anybody can hope for, right? Thank you for joining us, Mark. Lars says, this being your birthday week, 29 and a liar? No, I don't lie about my age at all. I'm going to be 42 on Wednesday, which is...
It's my birthday.
So yeah, I'll be 40 fucking 2 years old, y'all. The answer of everything. Federico Vincentini. Thank you, Big Herm. Art is amazing there. Hey, what's up, Travis? You're awesome. You're awesome. What was your favorite free comic book day book that you liked, Robbie? I'll be honest with you. I ain't read any of them yet. I usually try to read them beforehand. I used to do a video beforehand to be like, this is the free comic book day review. I just did not have the opportunity to do that. In fact, I did not even look at the free comics, which we got weeks ago. I didn't even look at them until I came in on Saturday morning before we opened and went to the wall where it was set up and then decided to check it out. But I'll show you what I picked up. So I want to know, what did you pick up? Did you read any of these free comic book day books? What did you like? Were they worth it? Did you have a good day? We had a great day at my shop. Free comic book day is always big. We have a sale. Lots of people coming in. We got cosplayers. We got everybody on staff there. We're eating pizza. We have a little pizza party. It's always fun. It's always fun. But this is what I picked up, but I haven't read anything yet. So I picked up Dawn of DC Night Terrors. Haven't read it. Hadn't even flipped through it yet. Oh, Chris Pachalo. Bro, that's pretty fucking dope right there. But, you know, I talked to Josh a little bit about Night Terrors when I saw him at MegaCon. Man, that's dope as shit. I'll make sure you never sleep again. Well, that's a Nightmare Before, or Nightmare on Elm Street reference. All right, then I picked up the Street Fighter 6. This launches into a new miniseries, which is going to be weekly, I believe. But I definitely picked it up because it's Street Fighter, and there's like ass on like many of these first few pages. Some nice ass shots. So why not? That's something I've come to love and expect from Udon is butts. So I got that. Then I picked up the Spider-Man Venom one. Haven't read this one yet. Special preview of, okay. It's got a preview of the Ultimate Invasion story. Right there. But I have not read any of these yet. Then we got the Uncanny Avengers. I think this is teasing the new X-Men stuff and the new Avengers book. Haven't read that. Haven't read any of these. So I'm going to stop saying that. I did pick up this Turtles one, which is a preview, I think, of their new Saturday morning adventures. Which those have been pretty funny. Oh, and it's got some Rise of the TMNT in there as well. I picked this one up because Chojin X. It's from the guy that did Tokyo Ghoul, but the art looked pretty decent. It's a manga. So the art looked pretty decent, so I decided to check it out. Why not? I mean, that right there is pretty dope. This is like Beetlejuice reminding me. It reminds me of Beetlejuice. Definitely had to pick up the preview of the new Jeff Lemire book, Fish Flies. Then I got the Conan the Barbarian one, just to see what Titan's going to do with this series. Art looks pretty good, actually. It's pretty dope. What'd you pick up for Free Comic Book Day? What'd you like? Got the new Umbrella Academy. So I'm assuming that this is a tease into the next Umbrella Academy for real? Like, finally? I fucking love Umbrella Academy. Yep, story continues in Umbrella Academy, Sparrow Academy, coming soon. Thank the gods. Then I picked up this Frazetta-verse, just to give me a tease of the Mothman book coming up. But we got Dawn Attack, we got Death Dealer, we got Mothman. It's Frazetta, so I had to pick that up. Then I got the Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers. Now I have all 3 volumes that Fantagraphics has released so far of the Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers. Why did I pick this up? Just to support them. Now the 7th Voyage comes out soon. I don't have that one, but I have the 3 at the top, but I don't have that one. I'll be diving into them. We'll talk about it. And the last one I picked up, there were more books, but I didn't pick up everything. I didn't grab one of everything. I used to do that, but I stopped doing that. But this is the one I was most looking forward to, the one I will read first. I Am Stan. Graphic biography of the legendary Stan Lee by Tom Scioli. Tom did the Jack Kirby biography that I thought was just brilliant. So I'm very excited to see, especially knowing what he knows of Jack Kirby and the whole Stan Lee Jack Kirby thing and vibe and flavor. I'm really excited to see what he's going to do with the Stan Lee book. So what I picked up for Free Comic Book Day, let me know what you picked up. I picked up Night Terrors, Street Fighter 6, Spider-Man Venom, Uncanny Avengers, TMNT Saturday Morning Adventures, Shojin X, Fish Flies, Conan the Barbarian, Umbrella Academy, The Frazetta-verse, The Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers, and my most anticipated book for Free Comic Book Day, I Am Stan by Tom Scioli. All right, that's my Free Comic Book Day pickups. Let's now pause for station identification. Let me know, how was your Free Comic Book Day? What'd you pick up? What'd you like? All right, let's take a look at the chat. Let's see here. Are they going to take Sandman back to his roots? Well, it's a golden age Sandman. So it's Wesley Dodds. It's pretty sure the Wesley Dodds one is, I don't know if it's current era. Pretty sure that it's meant to be like golden age set. Hey, what's up, Trade Paper Dad? Lars says, you are still a young man. And William says, big deal, I was 42 14 years ago. John says, I'll be 48 in July if that helps, Rockin Robbie. It does help you all. Thank you so much, Station. Dominic says, I like Scioli's I Am Stan. Hell yeah, thank you for the confidence in that. Evil Face Bad says, I got Conan. OUG says, I liked Night Terrors, but I like Sacrificers and the West of Sundown reprint also. West of Sundown was one I fell out of, and it was just a reprint, so I didn't pick it up. Big Herm says, don't know for sure, but Furico did Amazing Spider-Man for a few times before Miles. Well, it didn't stick out to me. He's probably working on some Nick Spencer bullshit or something, I don't know. Hammer Time says, that is Luke on the cover of New Street Fighter, a new story that is a tie into Street Fighter 6 that launches in June. Very excited. John says, is anyone into Black Caravan's Phantasmagoria? And Hammer Time says, yes, I will have Street Fighter 6 on my cabinet. I didn't expect anything less. Ouroboros Snake says, Night Terrors was dope, but Fish Flies and Sacrifices were the best. Now, I didn't pick up Sacrifices. OUG says, couldn't get through Uncanny Avengers. I was confused. Big Herm says, I picked up the Simon Cross to Dead to Die trade. Don't remember if you liked it, Robbie. Simon Cross, Too Dead to Die. I don't remember that one. OUG says, Umbrella Academy is all right. Just all right? Okay. Spilio says, the Opus Free Comic Book Day issue was really good. What's up, Kenneth? How you doing? Dominic says, can't go wrong with any Freak Brothers. I agree. What's up, Jordan? How you doing? Well, thank you for doing your thing and watching it. What's up, Bobby? How you doing? Big Herm says, my guy at the LCS got me a stack of all the Free Comic Book Day books, so I have a lot to read. Yeah, it's all new Golden Age. Thank you, Ouroboros. Did anyone read the Vigil story? Oh, yeah, there was the... DC released like a free thing that wasn't necessarily part of Free Comic Book Day, but it was like a tease into the Vigil. So it was just reprinting the stuff that was in Lazarus Planet already. But we're very excited for The Vigil. I have not read The Vigil #1 yet, but I have read the script to The Vigil #1, and I loved it. Loved it. I also read the pitch that Rom wrote and sent to DC. Check out our conversation with Rom V from like month and a half ago for more on that. OUG says, the best part of the Night Terrors was the preview art. Joe says, Ranger Academy, Conan, the Archie horror comic, and the DC book, Spidey Venom, Uncanny, Avengers, and Turtles. Okay. Mad Respect picked up Night Terrors, Year of the Villain, and Irredeemable and Unstoppable Doom Patrol that unintentionally ended up with the free books. Uh-oh. Hey, Bobby got to help out his comic shop on Free Comic Book Day. That's awesome. You're one of us now. Jay says, this was my first Free Comic Book Day. I used to work my other job every Saturday, so I always missed it. All right. All right, we're about to take a quick break. When we come back, DC Sneak Peek, and we'll be talking about some movies that I watched in our absence. We'll be right here on Robbie Week for Rockin Robbie Live. We'll be right back on Rockin Robbie Live for Robbie Week because...
It's my birthday.
So let's see some love. Let's see some shine. We'll be right back here on Rockin Robbie Live.
Hey there, Dynamite fans. Come join us here at The Experience this Monday, May 8th at 6 p.m. Eastern. It's our usual time. Everyone should be here. Hopefully John will. Rex definitely will be. So will Robbie. I'll pop in and talk about how much I love Guardians Volume 3. So try to see it so we can actually talk about details of the movie. I know I'm not a spoiler person, but I really want to talk about spoilers. It'll be a great time no matter what. So please join us here at The Experience, Monday, May 8th, 6 p.m. Eastern. Can't wait to see you.
Welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie Live!
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Rockin Robbie Live here on Pop Culture Philosophers. I am your host, Rockin Robbie Bills, here for Robbie Week, because Robbie Week is the day where Wednesday, by the way, Wednesday,
It's my birthday.
so of course we're having lots of fun here tonight on Rockin Robbie Live for Robbie Week, the week of my birthday, and we do have the Super Chat menu available. $1 to encourage me to drink some water, $5 for a beer cheers, $10 will trigger the Hellboy song, $20 I'll take a shot, $50 I'll chug a beer. I've already chugged a beer tonight, and it was great. But we're going to do a shot for free because it's Robbie Week, and that's what we do, how we do when we do. You stay out, ice. Oh, the ice fell in. The ice fell in. Everybody, tip up your cups and throw your hands up and let me hear the party say, I'm kind of buzzed and it's all because South Central does it like nobody does. To all my neighbors, she got much flavor. I'll never come whack on an old school track. This is how we do it. It's Sunday night and the feeling's right. The party's up on the west side. Anyway, thank you all there for doing the whole this is how we do it. This is how we do it. Doom 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 doom. This is how we do it. Boom 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 boom. This is how we do it. Check out dynamicforces.com, enter code Robbie, you'll save 10% off. Check out the Pop Culture Philosophers Shopify account. There's the link right there. You can save 10% at BlackBox Comics with code PCP10. Whatnot credit. Find us on Facebook. We're on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter at TheRockinRobbie. Support the channel at patreon.com/PCP with like these fine PCP patrons right there. Or with Super Chat, because we got the Super Chat menu because
It's my birthday.
Now, I did have a few people reach out during the break asking me how they could send me a gift. First thing you could do is send a super chat, which will trigger all kinds of things, right? Encouraging me to drink water. In fact, let's throw the super chat menu back up. You can throw a super chat if you want to give me a birthday present. Other than that, you can join our Patreon. Other than that, you can send me money directly through PayPal or something like that. Other than that, you can buy me something off my wish list. So, speaking of, I just dropped in the chat my Amazon wish list, just a bunch of movies and shit like that. But you can buy a movie on my wish list there, have it sent to me. You can do that. 2023 technology. It's great. I'm going to pin that message to the top so that everybody gets a chance to see it. If you want to get me a birthday present, that's what I would recommend. Is go to that wish list, buy me something, send it to me. But all the support we need is just you being here, liking, sharing, subscribing, all that jazz and more. We've already had a great time. We talked about Free Comic Book Day. Coming up, we got the DC sneak peek. We got Marvel in the 90s. We got Batman. We got Show and Tell. I'll be talking about the expo. We'll be talking about some movies, all that stuff and more. Coming up here in the second act of Rockin Robbie Alive for Robbie Week. And why is it Robbie Week? Because Wednesday...
It's my birthday.
Hit the wrong button there. All right, I'm just wondering, like, will I get flagged for that? Like, are they going to, like... I'm trying to figure out, like, what's the clip duration that I'm allowed to do? Anyway. Scarpad, Sci-Fi Sojourns. He's got a show tonight over at Scarpad's Domain. They're going to be talking about The Many Saints of Newark, which I have not seen. But tomorrow, they'll be talking about Vesper on Scarpad's Sci-Fi Sojourns. And right after that, we'll be talking about Repo, the Genetic Opera. One of my favorite movies. It's Crew's choice. I get the first pick. It's Robbie Week. It's my birthday. I get to pick them. I always pick the movies, so it's almost like redundant that I pick a movie for Crew's choice, but whatever. Repo, the Genetic Opera, and then join me on my return to Dylan's Horror Show this Saturday for Fade to Black, which is my Crew's choice pick there because it's awesome. It's an awesome movie. So, hell yeah, y'all.
It's my birthday.
All right. How is everybody doing? Let me look in the chat, see what's going on. What's going on? We can make it if we try. OUG says, during the break, I was just voguing to the music while my boyfriend and I were just saying spaghetti every couple seconds. It was fun. Try it. Okay, hold on a second. I want to know how that works. I think I would actually have to let it get going into the beat before I can do it. And I don't have it set up so I can like talk over it. But yeah, maybe I should do that because I'm interested in seeing how the spaghetti thing works out. Bobby De La Ghetto says, say happy birthday by hitting that like button. Hell yeah, brah. Lars says, not trying to provoke or insult anyone, but in my opinion, the best thing that Marvel ever published was the Epic imprint. I get what you're saying, Lars, and I'm not trying to provoke or insult you or anybody else, but to me, the best thing is anything Jack Kirby did. I'll just say that. Blood splatter chatter in the house. What is up, Verno? How you doing, my man? How you doing? Jorge, don't you leave us. I agree, John. What are we talking about? Oh, okay, here we go. John Dorsey says, so like, when does Jimenez come back to Batman exactly? Don't do me like that. This story arc, right? Because he's doing Nemesis? I'll tell you what. He was back on the newest issue, issue 900. He did like the last third of that. And it was some of the best Batman work he's done because he was able to do a bunch of different styles. We're talking about like the 89 Batman, the 66 Batman. We're talking about Frank Miller Batman. We're talking about Dick Sprang Batman. We're doing all these different Batman. And it's all within his style. And it works. And it works so freaking well. I hope he's back on the next arc. Because the reason why I didn't like this arc was because, and I'm not trying to throw shade at Mike Hawthorne. Mike Hawthorne is a really solid artist. But Batman following up Jorge Jimenez is not for him. In fact, it makes him look worse. So shame on DC editorial for putting Mike Hawthorne after Jorge Jimenez on their flagship Batman title. It makes him look like, I'm not saying anything negative about Mike Hawthorne's work, but it's static. It's kind of boring and dull for Batman. I didn't like it on Daredevil following up Marco Cicchetto. How do you think I'm going to like it on Batman following up Jorge Jimenez? Come on. Treat Nick Hawthorne right and put him on the right book, okay? Sometimes things in comics piss me off. You know what pissed me off this week? I just want to mention this again. This new Spider-Man 2099 Deadly Genesis, whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know. Dark Genesis, whatever it is. Carnage 2099. Blade 20. Who cares? As a retailer, I had to order every single issue of that fucking series before issue 1 dropped on my shelf. That means I had to order 5 goddamn issues of a book before I even saw how the first one performed. Marvel? Retailers don't like that. I don't like that. We don't like that. Do better. Do better. I get that it's weekly. Make it returnable. That's what DC would do. That's what Vault would do. Hell, it's probably what Image would do. Make returnability available, Marvel, to retailers if you want to keep doing this bullshit. Sorry. But we're having fun tonight. It's Robbie week, man. It's,
It's my birthday.
So I don't give a shit. I'll shit all over Marvel this week if I need to. Let's see who's up in here. This is how we do it. Boom, bum, 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 bum. This is how we do it. Bum, 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 bum. Hell yeah. Mad Respect says, the dawn of DC ads and books promote a Batcat crossover upcoming with the return of Jorge. That's awesome! So we get Jorge Jimenez back. But you tell me we gotta try to read Teenie Howard's fucking Catwoman right now? You fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Let's just get Jorge coming in doing... Because here's the thing. I kept saying this about Chip's Batman run. Second arc. Didn't like it as much. I kept saying the reason why I don't like it is the art. But Chip was able to take the story in a direction in issue 900 that I loved. I thought was great. And it wound up making a typical generic multiverse story something with a little bit more impact, with a little bit more oomph. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that we're getting Jorge back. But why we gotta do a crossover with Catwoman? Batman doesn't need a crossover with books to sell. And DC knows that. You know what has to cross over with Batman to sell? Catwoman. It's bullshit. It's a way to goose the fucking numbers. DC, do better. It's Robbie week, DC. Do better. Come on. Yeah, those CCAs are coming. Don't worry. I promise. Lars says, I had my first beer hours ago, but you are really catching up. Well, thank you. Sleepy Reader, how you doing, buddy? Damien, good to see you, man. Did you get out for Free Comic Book Day, man? Did you pick up anything good? Did you pick up I Am Stan by Tom Scioli? The Free Comic Book Day edition? Because you need to. I've been looking for that Venom glow-in-the-dark cover behind you. Enemy Within, #1, dude. Glow-in-the-dark. This is the one I had when I was a kid. I love this damn book. It's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorite comic book covers, actually. Hey, what's up, Joe Davidson? Kid Cloud Kicker's in the house. What is up? Was Vesper Picard's love interest in that one episode? Maybe. I don't remember. Joe Slag says, I saw Guardian Volume 3 today. We'll be talking about that here in just a second. Or just a little bit. Spoiler free, of course. All right. We got a super chat from John Spilio. $20 says, okay, Britt wanted you to take a shot on her. I'm not going to take a shot on Britt, but I will take a shot. I get what you're saying. I was trying to make a bad joke. Sorry. Let's keep the ice out of here. This is a big shot glass, by the way. It's not a shot glass. When we have the Brewfests here, this is the glass we get. So, Britt, this is for you. Thank you so much. for celebrating
It's my birthday.
Do you know who wrote that song? The dude from fucking Devo. How cool is that? Station. Pop, pop, boom. You know what I'm saying? That's awesome. Didn't know YouTube takes 30% in super chats. Yes, they do. They really do. So it's okay. It's part of the game. But the more super chats that happen, the more that YouTube's like trying to be like, oh, it's a Rockin Robbie Live. Make super chats. Let's pump it up. Let's put it in the algorithm. Speaking of the algorithm, we have a new #1 most viewed video here on YouTube. It was the Joker 3 theory, the 3 Jokers theory video. That was like 50K. Cobra movie review surpassed that. And now Cobra has been surpassed by our Cyborg movie review, which last count was at 78,000 views. 78,000 views on the Cyborg movie review starring Jean-Claude Van Damme. 78,000. It's blowing me away. Blowing me away. And because of the success of the Cobra and the Cyborg movie review, YouTube's really putting a lot of our movie reviews into the algorithm because I'm getting more movement on that than our comic book stuff right now, which is weird. Robbie Rants. Kid Cloud Kicker. I like Mike Hawthorne. So do I. I have nothing bad to say about Mike Hawthorne as an individual or as an artist. I have problems with DC putting him as the follow-up to Jorge Jimenez after the initial Kickstart run of a Chip Zdarsky run. It's a weird way to say it, but it's, point that up. Jimenez and Mora are the best at DC, hard to follow up. They're the best in mainstream right now. Who's Marvel got that's better? Who does Marvel have better right now than Jorge Jimenez and Dan Mora? They don't. They don't. I'm sorry. They don't. I bet Mike Hawthorne would consider boring and dull to be negative. It's not boring and dull, Verno, on the right book. His work wouldn't be boring and dull on a certain book, but it's boring and dull on Batman. But you're right. I guess I'm just not a fan. I'm actually not a fan of Mike Hawthorne. I got a homie, Faux Robbie, loves Mike Hawthorne, and I respect what Mike does. I can't draw that good. Man, it's just not. It's static. It's static. It's static. When you're comparing to Jorge, you are in a losing battle. Joe says, heard Hollywood is doing a writer strike right now. So the question is, has Marvel or DC ever had a writer strike? No, I don't know if it even worked there. But the writer strike going on with the Writers Guild of America, there's a lot of nuance there that I don't really know. So I don't really have a fully formed opinion. I've heard varying things on all sides. But us as fans, we're the ones who get hurt when writer strikes and shit like that happen. It wrecked Heroes. It wrecked Heroes. Let's be honest, okay? I guess Penguin doesn't want the returnability factor. Well, what's funny is that Penguin #1 by DC was returnable. But I know that you're not talking about that. You're talking about PRH. Penguin Random House. And we got a super chat from Chocos26. $10. And according to our super chat menu, where $1 encourages me to drink water, $5 for a beer, cheers, $10 for a Hellboy song, $20 I'll take a shot, $50 I'll chug a beer. Chocos26. You want the Hellboy song? You're going to get it. And you're going to get it good. What's up, everybody? I need y'all to sing along with me for Robbie Week, okay? Let's do it. Let me tell you about this little man I know. His name is Hellboy. He was sent to the earth some long time Brought to this earth by Rasputin, son of a demon and a nana who had a sex with the demon, but was raised by Professor Broom. Now he fights evil and monsters. Shit! Now he fights with a man who's a fish named Abe. Now he fights with a fire starter named Bliss and an ectoplasmic mess named Johann. PPRD.
It's my birthday.
Thank you so much, Chocos, for the super chat. We really do appreciate all the super chats tonight, everybody. It helps us keep the lights up. On is the word I meant to say. Dynamite is in the house. Happy birthday, Robbie. Thank you so much. Happy birthday, Robbie from Chocos. Thank you so much. Is Teenie Howard's Catwoman bad? I don't like it. Talk to OUG about that, though, because she actually reads it. So there you go. And there she is. OUG. It's okay. I'm reading Catwoman. If you have any questions, let me know. Hey, Chaos and Comics is in the house. Chris, what is up, my man? Station. Ouroboros Snake says, I tend to like Teeny's DC stuff, hoping her next Catwoman arc is readable. Strike will kill Blade since it was not written yet. Yeah, I mean, exactly. It was like, Blade is delayed again. There was creative differences. They got rid of the director, I believe. Maybe it was the screenwriters. Blade hasn't even been written yet. Not the new script, and it's going to keep delaying. It's terrible. OUG says, and now we will have the Hellboy song in our heads Monday morning. Thankfully, I work remote. Hey, Andrew's in the house. First time being able to watch you live. Station. Well, Station, Andrew. Good to see you in the chat. Hey, and there's John Dorsey with Super Chat. First of all, what the fuck? Happy birthday. Well, thank you so much.
It's my birthday.
Also, we are a bit spoiled in that we have had a large helping of Jimenez for a little while now, from right after City of Bane, if I remember correctly. Yes, we are totally spoiled with Jorge Jimenez on Batman. He's been doing Batman, yeah, you're right, since right after City of Bane. It was the Tynan run, right? It's got to be Gillian March. Was he doing it before the Tynan run? He may have. Jorge Jimenez. We don't deserve him. Blade delayed, that rhymes, yeah. Anyway, thank you so much, John Dorsey, for the super chat. All right, so like this one we're going to do like, what if like Fred Durst was doing the Hellboy song? Okay, that's what we're doing here. I'm going to try. Why you wanna? Okay, I got to get into the mode. Why you wanna? Let me tell you about this little man. I can't do it. His name is Hellboy. He was sent to the earth some long time ago to save it or destroy. Brought to this earth by Rasputin, son of a demon and a nana who had the sex with the demon, but was raised by Professor Broom. Now he fights evil and monsters. Shit. Now he fights with a man who's a fish named Abe. And now he fights with a fire starter named Bliss and really do appreciate the super chat, Don Dorsey. Thank you so much. And it really does help out not only for the just duration of pop culture philosophers, but it helps out even more this week because it makes me feel excited because
It's my birthday.
all right, y'all, believe it or not, DC Comics has decided to release books this week. I've read them. I'm going to let you know what I thought. It's time for your DC sneak peek. First up, we're talking about Spirit World #1. This is a brand new one. There's a bunch of books coming out in May for Asian American Heritage Month. And so there's a lot of books with Asian American characters by Asian American creators, or Asian creators, I should say. Spirit World is the first of these. It's by Alyssa Wong and Haining and Sebastian Chink. All of these books spin out of things from Lazarus Planet. Lazarus Planet was a complete piece of shit. But are the follow-ups a complete piece of shit? No, Spirit World is not a complete piece of shit. It's okay. It's not super great. It's not going to wow you. It's not going to be anybody's pick of the week probably. It's okay. It relies too much on your knowledge from the little story in Lazarus Planet. But it does do a good job of kind of catching you up to it. Art's fine. Story's decent enough. The art is probably the best part of this book. The story is fine. The new character is fine. It's a character. They're like in the spirit world. They're able to go back and forth. Batgirl, Cassandra Cain, is lost in the spirit world. So it's okay. It sets it up, but it feels like it's not a full setup because it depends on you having read the previous little short story. It just didn't quite work for me. It was okay. Then we got Green Lantern #1. This is a new one from Jeremy Adams. Jeremy Adams has done a very solid and consistent job on Flash lately. They have given him Green Lantern with Hermonico on the artwork. Artwork is solid. Story is solid. It does feel a bit sort of tropey at times. And what I mean by that is a lot of Green Lantern #1s I've read like this. Hal's back on Earth. Guardians have kicked him out. Something has gone up in the cosmos. He's back on Earth. And he's trying to get his job back at Ferris Aircraft. And there's a lot of repeated beats. But it is a pretty solid first issue. But it doesn't go far enough to really hook me in. Then there's a backup story, John Stewart-centric, but there's a lot of Guy Gardner in there as well, by Philip Kennedy Johnson. It was all right. Then we got Batman, White Knight Presents Generation Joker #1. So let's get through this. 3 writers, Katana Collins, who friend of the show, by the way. Check out that conversation. Clay McCormack and Sean Murphy. But we got Mirka and Dolfo on the artwork here. So this is one of those in-between White Knight stories. So in between every volume by Sean Murphy, there are other stories that kind of just fill out some space or shed some light on some characters. This one is shedding light on the kids of Harley and Joker. Jack and Harley's kids are spotlighted like crazy here. Artwork by Mirka and Dolfo is solid. The story is great. I really liked it. If you would have told me that at some point in my life I would be on board for a DC comic that built up a romantic relationship between Batman and Harley Quinn, I would be like, get off your fucking high horse. You're ridiculous. You're ridiculous right now. It's happened, and I'm continuing to love everything in the White Knight universe. Superman Lost #3, even better than issue 2, which I thought was better than issue #1. There's an element to this story that I can't quite fully get behind. Lois being so upset at losing Clark for a few minutes. Whereas for him, it was years and years, decades, centuries even maybe, right? That being said, structure-wise, Christopher Priest is usually very challenging. Here in Superman Lost, though, he's taking that structure and applying it in a very interesting way, making each issue kind of self-contained. I liked this. Most of this issue is Superman riding through the cosmos with space dolphins, but it works. Then we got Batman Incorporated issue number 8. Yes, issue number 8 of Batman Incorporated. You see the Joker Incorporated tie-in. They've already ruined it here. This should have been the cover for issue number 9, but I'll go ahead and let you know. Batman Incorporated has been amazing. John Timms and Ed Brisson are doing fantastic work on this book, and it is slowly becoming one of the most dynamic and one of the best DC books on shelves right now. That being said, what if Joker decides to get into Batman Incorporated? What if Joker decides he wants a Joker Incorporated? All right, I think I just sold you enough. Then we got the final issue of Stargirl, The Lost Children. This is issue number 6. Todd Knock, I would dare to say best work of his career here in this single issue. Amazing artwork from Todd Knock. Absolutely amazing. Some really solid stuff. Some great layouts. Some great design work. Composition. And the story is a very satisfying conclusion to what Geoff Johns is doing, which is Geoff Johns has been tasked or given the go-ahead to just tweak DC's golden age and make it something impactful, to make it something important. That's what he's doing, and he's doing it in the pages of Justice Society of America, and he's doing it in the pages of Stargirl. What a fantastic final issue. Then we got Wildcats, issue number 7. Y'all know me. Y'all know me. I love Wildcats. I love Wildcats so much. It's hard for me to continue reading this book, and I hate to say that. I have read the shittiest Wildcats comics in my life and enjoyed them. This one's wearing thin on me. It's firmly planted into the DC universe. That's been my nitpick, but that is not the problem here. In this one, Grifter is presumed dead. He's flitting around from universe to universe. At one point, they go back to like the proper Wildcats universe. Just do that. Just do that. Just do that. I hate to say bad things about this book. By the way, fill-in artists on there. We got 2 different artists. It doesn't work for me on any level. I did not like that Wildcats book. I hate to say that. Then we got Danger Street, issue number 6. It's boring. It's dull. It's boring. It's dull. It's a Tom King book. Okay, first of all, Tom King, the narrative device, the narration device. He's like doing this pretentious ass thing where he's like, a knight and a princess meet. But it's just like supposed to be like a street level murder mystery at the same time using the new gods, right? So Tom King is taking all of these characters from the DC Firsts or the, what was it? I don't remember, but he's taking all these D-list characters. He's trying to do this like murder mystery with it. But I love the juxtaposition of the new gods' involvement. So you're taking D-list characters and like ultra A-list characters, right? With the new gods. But he's doing this weird narrative device where he's like, oh, the princess goes to the castle and the knight grabs his sword. It's so fucking stupid. It's unnecessary. Doesn't add anything thematically to this book at all. And it's annoying. And halfway through this book, I said, fuck it. I'm skipping all the captions. That being said, the murder mystery, does it work? Kinda. But once again, this is like a 12-issue series that should be 6. There's not been enough story so far for 6 issues. There's not been enough story, and there's not been enough character development for me. It's just not working. That being said, that might be the cover of the week right there. Just saying. And finally, I read Nightmare Country, The Glass House, issue number 2. I'm a little confused by this series. This book almost feels directionless. Now, I know there's a direction, but it almost feels directionless. And I love Lissandro Esterin, but this ain't him. This is Patricio Del Pici. We've already changed artists, and it hasn't been a good change. There was something missing to me in this book, and it was the art. I mean, the art's not bad. It's fine. but it just didn't hit in that same vein. So to recap, Spirit World was just okay. Green Lantern was actually pretty good. Batman White Knight Generation Joker was really good. Superman Lost was really good. Batman Incorporated was really good. Stargirl Lost Children was amazing. Wildcats was not very good. Danger Street was not very good, but that might be the cover of the week. And Nightmare Country was just okay. So my favorite DC book I read this week, Stargirl. It's an okay week for DC. Anyway, that has been your DC Sneak Peek. All right, how's everybody doing? Take a look at the chat. John Dorsey says, what in the hell did I just watch? I don't know, but I love it. Was it the Hellboy song? Sorry. What's up, Easy Reader? Spilio says, can't wait for Green Lantern. Hope it's good. Evil Face Bat says, I'm looking forward to that Green Lantern. Spilio says, Stargirl has been a happy read. Loving it. First issue special. Thank you, Damien. Taylor says, Tom King stretches things out in a pretentious, boring manner. I'm shocked. That's exactly what it is. Thank you, Taylor. You've hit the nail on the head. Tom King stretches things out in a pretentious and boring manner. That's exactly what it is. Exactly. Holy cow. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. All right, we're taking a quick break. When we come back, Marvel in the 90s, Batman. We'll be talking about some movies as well, but I got to pee. I got to pee really bad. And don't forget, we're hoping for Super Chats because
It's my birthday.
we'll be right back here on Rockin Robbie Live.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean, and I bring it to the mad light, ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short, so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna sing my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah bitch I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
Hey there, Dynamite fans. Come join us here at the Experience this Monday, May 8th at 6 p.m. Eastern. It's our usual time. Everyone should be here. Hopefully John will. Rex definitely will be. So will Robbie. I'll pop in and talk about how much I love Guardians Volume 3. So try to see it so we can actually talk about details of the movie. I know I'm not a spoiler person, but I really want to talk about spoilers. It'll be a great time no matter what. So please join us here at the Experience Monday, May 8th, 6 p.m. Eastern. Can't wait to see it.
Welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie
Hey everybody, welcome back to Rockin Robbie Live here on Pop Culture Philosophers for Robbie Week. Join the PCP Army, the official Pop Culture Philosophers Facebook group. If you're on Facebook, join Pop Culture Philosophers there. You can follow us on Facebook and on Instagram. You can find me on Twitter at the Rockin Robbie. You can check out popculturephilosophers.com for podcasts and a whole lot more. You can support the channel at patreon.com/PCP or by following any of our affiliate links like dynamicforces.com, enter code Robbie. You get 10% off. Go to BlackBox Comics, enter code PCP10. You get 10% off. We got a Shopify account. We got whatnot. We're about to be setting up some even more things because, y'all, I have found an energy drink I absolutely love. And I'm ready to talk about it. But before we do that, it is Robbie Week. That means it is...
It's my birthday.
And we got a super chat menu for tonight for Robbie Week. $1 to encourage me to drink some water. $5 for a beer cheers. $10 for a Hellboy song. $20 I'll take a shot. $50 I'll chug a beer. Coming up on the show, tomorrow night, PCP Movie Night. Join us as we talk about Repo, the genetic opera. Before that, check out Scarpad as he talks about Vesper on Scarpad's Sci-Fi Sojourns. Tonight, he'll be talking about the Many Saints of Newark. And Saturday night, I'll be making my grand return to Dylan's Horror Show when we talk about Fade to Black. It's going to be a grand time. It's going to be great. Anyway, we're going to kick this next bit off with another shot. I've been taking these rather large shots tonight. And even though we got the super chat menu and all that stuff, all the support we need is you being here, liking, sharing, subscribing. So here's to you. Station. Ugh. Station. How's everybody doing? Jesse say, what is in the house? What is up? What type of shot? This is a red-headed slut. which means it's Jägermeister, peach schnapps, and cranberry juice. 1 and 3, 1 and 3, 1 and 3. So it's just third, blend, blah, drink. That's what it does. That's what we do. I've been on mute this whole time. John's calling me to tell me that I'm on mute. I've been on mute this whole fucking time. I'm sorry, y'all. All right, let's start this over, okay? Oh my goodness me. I'm so sorry. I'm so embarrassed. All right, basically what I said was, hey, check out all of our links. It's Robbie Week. Drop a super chat if you want to. I got a pinned comment of my Amazon wish list if you want to buy me a birthday present. Evil Face Bad. I said, I love the Dawn of the Dead remake by Zack Snyder, written by James Gunn. I thought it was absolutely amazing. I loved it. I think it's good. I, at the time, was against it because I was like, how dare they remake Romero's classic? But it worked. Thank you so much, John, for calling me. I was like, why is John calling me? Oh my God. It happens. I love the Zack Snyder remake. All right. That's funny as shit. All right. I'm so embarrassed. Let's now pause for station identification. Where's the damn button? All right, that is like a rookie ass mistake that I just made. So I don't know if I should blame it on the shots, or the weed, or whatever, or Robbie Week. You know, we're just gonna blame it on me. I haven't done Rockin Robbie live in a few weeks, so there we go. What I was talking about was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 in a non-spoilery way. I was saying, how can I elaborate? And Chocos, my address, reach out to me personally. You should be able to buy something from my wish list on Amazon. You should be able to buy something and just have it sent directly to me. But if for some reason that doesn't work, reach out to me personally. I just don't want to share my address publicly. But I'll share it with you. Thank you, Jay, as well. Jesus. I was saying Guardians. I loved it. I freaking loved it. Like, I love the Guardians trilogy. It's one of my favorite trilogies ever. And what I was saying before I got that message from John, or the phone call from John that made me look at the chat and realize I was muted, was that I am aware of the Dark Knight trilogy. I'm aware of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And I would say that this might be my favorite trilogy of all time. I love the Guardians Volume 2. I love Guardians Volume 1. Guardians Volume 3 was such a perfect encapsulation of everything. And it stands on its own. So people have been saying, the best MCU film since Avengers Endgame. Well, for sure. I'd go further than that. I would say the best MCU film since Infinity War. Because I think Infinity War is a little bit better than Endgame. But it doesn't even have to be an MCU film. This is a James Gunn Guardians film. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, James Gunn has crafted a perfect trilogy within the MCU, and it's the Guardians movies. And with no spoilers, Guardians 3. Brilliant performances, a great script, great music, Space Hog, in the meantime, being one of my favorite tracks utilized, and Creep by Radiohead, which is not my favorite Radiohead song at all, but I loved its use in the movie. The movie has the sense of fun, danger, scope, scale, gravity, and charm that the other two had. But it adds so much weight to it. So if in movie 1, we get the Guardians together. In movie 2, we explore the origins of Star-Lord. In this one, we're exploring the origins of Rocket Raccoon. And James Gunn was able to do the origin of Rocket Raccoon in such a hard-hitting, heartfelt way. This movie made me laugh out loud multiple times. It made me sit on the edge of my seat at times, and it brought me to near tears multiple times. This movie, to me, was pretty fucking phenomenal. Is it perfect? No. But I will go ahead and give this movie, like I gave it on Thursday night, a 4.69 with room to grow. Because I really now want to watch all 3 of these movies back to back and then judge it. But I'll tell you this. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 got a 4.5 from me. Part 2 gets a 5, you digs, from me. This one gets a 4.69. So right now my ranking is 2, 3, 1. That's not too bad. It's not quite 2, 1, 3. That leaves me to say, y'all, I fucking loved Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Marvel fatigue? Superhero fatigue? Who gives a shit? This is James Gunn doing the Guardians, and it's great. The Rocket story is amazing. It is heartfelt. It is gut-wrenching when it needs to be. This movie will bring out many emotional... It's a roller coaster. It's an emotional roller coaster. Highs and the lows in this movie, perfectly, meticulously crafted by James Gunn. I'm going to go 4.69 for Guardians of the Galaxies. Load a new bowl break. We get it. Well, thank you, John. All right, the next movie I want to talk about, Evil Face Bad, is Evil Dead Rise. And Evil Face Bad says, Robbie, that new Evil Dead Rise movie was so fire. I took my son to see it, and we both loved it. I'm glad you really liked it. In fact, I'm glad that most people seem to be really liking it. But I watched Evil Dead Rise, and I personally was let down. I was disappointed. I didn't like it that much, to be honest with y'all. You know me, I'm not trying to fake the funk here at PCP. I think, no spoilers, I think they jumped the gun too quick in Evil Dead Rise. They got to what should have been the Act 2 turn at the end of Act 1. There's so much more potential and possibilities that could have been stretched out. Maybe just a little bit spread out. I'm spreading it. Could have been a little bit better. For a movie that tried to be so bold with certain things, it felt like it wasn't. It almost felt like Sam Raimi by way of Mike Flanagan. Which to me means modern, dull, boring, slow. I don't know. Evil Dead Rise did not work for me. I've not seen the remake. I've never even seen the Stars series. I've only ever seen the 3 movies. And I loved them so much. I cherished them. There was a raw visceralness that was missing in Evil Dead Rise for me. They tried, and the subject matter should have got them there. But the way they executed it didn't work for me 100%. I would give Evil Dead Rise a 2.5 out of 5 you digs. And John Wick Chapter 4, I watched that with Jelani and Brooks a few weeks ago. And loved it. I would give it a 4 you digs. It's not as good to me as 1 or 2. I think it's on par with 3. I think they're all great. And 4 movies into the John Wick franchise. By the way, John Wick 4 has a surf ninjas moment. And if you've seen the movie, if you've seen both movies, you know what I'm talking about. There's a surf ninjas moment in John Wick 4 that I really appreciated. I would give it a 4, maybe a 4.5. I think it's settled to a 4, but I want to watch them all again. But I will dare to say this. John Wick is the best action franchise in cinema history. I'll say that. It's not too new for me. That shit's so badass. All the action sequences and the set pieces are amazing. The cinematography is amazing. The scripts are super solid in every single one. People throw shade at Part 3. Part 3's dope. I don't know what the fuck y'all are talking about. It's good. It's not as good as 1 or 2. And 2 might be the fucking peak of it. But it never drops far from 2. I'll be honest with you guys, okay? These movies are pretty fucking dope. So to recap, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, I give a 4.69. Evil Dead Rise, I give a 2.5. And John Wick 4, I give a very solid 4. With room to grow as well. So what do y'all think about those movies? Y'all watch them? What do you think? Lars says, I found it easier to watch the Snyder remake than the original. Romero's film is the most scary film I've ever watched. Okay. I can dig that. Perry in the house. I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? Holiday Special was fire too. Absolutely dynamite. It was great. Sinner says, Guns finally made a good movie again. Okay. Evil Face Bad says, yeah, really love the remake. Has to be one of the first times I've ever seen zombies run. That really creeped me out. I remember sitting in the movie theater watching it too. They ran first in 28 Days Later, but Dawn with the Dead ran with it, and I liked it. OUG says, I love Creep, but I think Fake Plastic Trees is my favorite Radiohead song. That's a good one too. My favorite Radiohead song is... so hard. I want to say Optimistic, but that's probably not it. I want to say Everything in Its Right Place. I just want to say the album Kid A is my favorite Radiohead song. Can I just do that? Oh, John, I love the Guardians holiday special. I fucking loved it so goddamn much. I think I gave it a 5. I just love the Guardians franchise. James Gunn is the shit. What's up, Raphael? Robbie, how much are you getting paid to promote the Guardians movie? Nothing. At all. But, you know, I still don't have Volume 2 on Blu-ray. So, if they want to send me one of those, I'll do that. Just tell Marvel it's on my Amazon wish list. Pinned at the top. I'll throw it out again. Guardians Volume 2's there. Marvel. Y'all should help me out. I'm doing a lot of work for you, Marvel. Ouroboros Snake says, a lot of horror diehards are picking this Evil Dead apart, but it intrigues me. Bobby says, don't fake the funk or your nose got to grow. John says, you mean it missed a bit of Raimi? It did. Fancy Pants says, I agree with you, Robbie. I've never seen an action movie franchise stay so consistent. Yeah, John Wick is incredibly consistent through 4 movies. Evil Face Bad says, Robbie's red shirt made him look like he went to Bayside High and hung out with Zach Morris. Thank you. Thank you, Evil. I really... You just helped me achieve a life goal, man. Thank you so much. Hammer Time says, James Gunn took some characters from Marvel I did not care about, made me love them. You're going to love part 3, bruh. Hammer Time, what did you think about the holiday special? Hey, Brian's in the house. What's up, B-dubs? Optimistic or climbing up the walls for a favorite Radiohead song? So how does the writer's strike affect the Marvel Halloween and Christmas specials? Depends on what's been written. And even as they film these things, they want to have the writers president for punch-ups. So, yeah. Raphael says, to be honest, the Guardians are pretty much the best Marvel movies. I probably agree with that. Evil Face Bad says, Guardians is okay. Ain't no Batman, though. Love you, Robbie. I love you too, Evil. It's all good. It's all good, brother. All right, now it's time for one of our favorite segments here on Rockin Robbie Live. It's time for Marvel in the 90s. And we're talking about Uncanny X-Men 272, Part 7 of the Extinction Agenda, written by Chris Claremont, with artwork by Jim Lee, Scott Williams, Joe Rosas, and Glynis Oliver on the coloring, and Tom Orzechowski on the lettering. Let's get into it. We pick up with a news report, basically recapturing everything that just happened. The X-Men, the New Mutants, X-Force members, not X-Force, not yet. X-Factor, members of X-Factor, the X-Men, and New Mutants have been captured by the Genosians. They're recapping it. They got some eye on the street type shit there, so that's interesting. Then we get this big double-page spread, which is actually glorious when you see it the way it's supposed to be, but we'll show this. In most printed copies, there are some really bad printing errors in this issue. So you get a nice bit with the X-Men there. They're on trial in Genosha. Can they stand for their crimes? They bring in Storm. She's a mutate. Her and Wolfsbane are mutates right now. Great Jim Lee artwork here. Wolverine sees Storm there. He loses his mind. He goes a little bit berserk. That's a great panel at the bottom. But then another great panel at the front. But I will just say at the top there, where's that leg coming from, bruh? It's a little weird, but it's okay. It's okay. It's all right. So Wolverine's trying to take out what's going on. He's getting his ass kicked by this chick guard, right, that's going on. And then Storm just lays him out with her powers. So Storm lays him out. He gets the shit knocked out of him in that insurrection, right? And then the judge basically says, you know what? I can't do anything with these mutants. We're going to send them over to Cameron Hodge. So Cameron Hodge is just super excited. This is all he wants to do. He wants to get revenge on Angel in particular and the X-Men in general. But Gambit's got some tricks up his sleeve, and he goes along with Cable. Cable and Gambit kind of have this nice camaraderie, right? When you read Extinction Agenda, one of the coolest things about it is this is the first time Gambit is introduced to the X-Men, and it's the first time Cable is introduced to the X-Men, really. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's been introduced a little bit, but Gambit and Cable really kind of bond a lot, right? And at the bottom there, that Cable panel by Jim Lee and Scott Williams is dope. But they get shut down. They get stopped. Cameron Hodge is like, bruh, you can't get me. I got you. Let's just keep going. Cable's talking some shit. And then Psylocke is all of a sudden being like, you know what? Because the judge said you can either go to Cameron Hodge or you can willfully volunteer to become a mutate, to have your mind wiped and be a servant to the Genosian state. Psylocke says, I'll do that. I don't want Cameron Hodge's torture or experimentation. And Alex Summers comes in there, Havoc, who now remembers who he is, and takes her away. And Cameron Hodge is like, nope, that's suspicious. Anyway, Cameron Hodge is just going to town, doing his thing. Great artwork by Jim Lee here. The best parts of Extinction Agenda have been these issues. So Cameron Hodge has a mad hard-on for Warren Worthington III. He puts him and Wolverine together and basically takes control of Archangel's wings and causes a big fight between Wolverine and Archangel, and we get some really, really great Jim Lee artwork here. That top panel is iconic. Then we cut to Boom Boom, Pop Pop, Boom Boom, Jubilee and Richter talking about maybe finding the Gene Engineer or Wipeout or something like that. They come across one of them. I think it's the Gene Engineer. They start following him. It's just a little subplot building, right? Meanwhile, as Psylocke's being taken to Wipeout to have her mind wiped out, she breaks free. It's all part of a plan. That's right. Cameron Hodge knows what is up. Some really great Jim Lee artwork right there in the center of the page. Great inking from Scott Williams right there. That middle panel right there. Cameron with the green and the yellow. I don't know if Glennis or Joe did that, or Jose or whatever, but it's absolutely fantastic. But Cameron is going against the Gene Engineer and Wipeout. There's a lot of friction going on between the Genosian factions right now. Gambit, who got speared in the leg by Cameron Hodge, uses that spear at Cyclops' request to break him out. So it's like, once again, like I said, Gambit's first introduction to like Cyclops and Jean and some of the other X-Men. So through Gambit, they escape. Just like the last time they escaped Genosha, it was Storm, Master Thief, right? So then we cut to the idea that Psylocke has escaped. I cannot remember this character's name, but this badass woman who's like the head of some of these Genosian security forces. She comes up against Psylocke. She's like, you know what? This shit's going too ham. I want you to work with me. I'll take care of you. We'll get this done. Right? Meanwhile, Cyclops and Jean, now that they've escaped, come and stop this to the death battle between Wolverine and Archangel. But then Storm shows up, but Storm actually somehow has acquired all of her memories. And now she's the Storm that she once knew. So then we cut to Psylocke breaking out. Everybody's starting to get their powers back. Does this have to do with Wipeout dying? I don't know. It seemed unclear to me in the whole bit, but it ends with Cameron Hodge being like, all right, now the final gambit is set. No pun intended. All right, so here's my original issue. All in all, a great issue of Extinction Agenda. The New Mutants, the X-Factors, those have been the lackluster ones, but the X-Men issues have been the best. Great Jim Lee artwork, but on some pages, the printing is wrong. Look at that. All right, now look at what it should look like. Look at the detail on the line work in the background in particular. And then look at that. It's like bleeding. It's overly rendered. There's a lot of that in this issue. But the issue itself is fun. I think at the time, it's not Jim Lee's best work of the time, but it is still very fun. I would have liked to see this reprinted a little bit better. It's in my Extinction Agenda trade paperback, it is. There's some really great moments there. Some really important moments. Cable and Gambit kind of teaming up. Love those old school ads as well. There's like a centerfold ad in here for Tiger Games. It's about to come up. And it's pretty dope. But look at that. Does that not take you back, y'all? This is why we do Marvel in the 90s. That's dope as shit. Days of Thunder, y'all. We gotta do that on PCP Movie Night coming up soon. An ad for those cards. That's Series 1, right? Or is that Series 2? I think that's Series 1. That's Series 1. A little bit of subplot building there. But I like the issue overall. I would give this a 4 out of 5, you digs. Extinction Agenda is not my favorite X-Men series, but it has some important moments. It's got some good artwork. It's from a very solid time. And I do like reading them in the original newsprint better, but this issue was kind of a chore just because some of the overprinting, some of the bleed that happened didn't really work so well for me. Got that Jim Lee Punisher ad right there. But all in all, 4 you digs for Uncanny X-Men 272. Honestly, should be 3.5, but I'll give it a 4 you digs. What do you think about Uncanny X-Men 272 here on Marvel in the 90s? How y'all doing? All right, we're about to take a quick break. When we come back, Batman, and Show and Tell and more here on Rockin Robbie Live. Spaghetti.
Hey there, Dynamite fans. Come join us here at The Experience this Monday, May 8th at 6 p.m. Eastern. It's our usual time. Everyone should be here. Hopefully John will. Rex definitely will be. So will Robbie. I'll pop in and talk about how much I love Guardians Volume 3. So try to see it so we can actually talk about details of the movie. I know I'm not a spoiler person, but I really want to talk about spoilers. It'll be a great time no matter what. So please join us here at The Experience Monday, May 8th. 6 p.m. Eastern. Can't wait to see it.
Welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie
Spaghetti. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Rockin Robbie Live here in the final act for tonight for Robbie Week, because Wednesday,
It's my birthday.
and we did have the super chat menu active tonight, but now all that is out the window. The next super chat at any dollar amount, so $1 and up. I just want one more super chat at any amount. That will trigger everything on the super chat menu, except for the chug. But instead of a chug, we're going to smoke a little bit. So I'm just asking for one more super chat for my birthday, but all we need is a like, share, and a subscribe. And we did miss, on the last segment, a super chat from Dynamite. So Dynamite, thank you so much. Station, pop, pop, boom. This beer cheers is for you. And Dynamite says, I read the Peacemaker comic. One question, where's the eagle? Eagle's not there, but they brought the dog in, and they brought a different dog in, and I loved it. That was my pick of the week last week, and I thought it was absolutely amazing. So check us out on Dylan's Horror Show Saturday night for Fade to Black. I will be there. And check us out for Repo, the Genetic Opera, my pick for PCP Movie Night, tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central Time. I got a link out there with my Amazon wish list, just a bunch of Blu-rays. If you want to send me a birthday gift, you can do so there. Or with Super Chat, which will cause me to beer cheers, take a shot, sing the Hellboy song, and instead of chucking a beer, I'll smoke a little bit. Smoke a little bit. Until then, it's time to continue our look at the Batman animated series, episode by episode, on a segment that we like to call
This is Pop Culture Philosophers, and you're watching Batman. Fuck, I shouldn't have gotten so high, dude.
All right. Thank you, Perry, for the intro. We're talking about the Batman animated series episode, The Underdwellers. This is story by Tom Ruger, teleplay by Jules Dennis and Richard Mueller. And I'll be honest, it's not one of my favorite Batman animated series episodes. In fact, I remember very vividly as a kid, when this episode came on, I got really bored. But let's go through it, okay? It didn't really bother me too much on the rewatch. Starts off with these two kids on top of a train. They're like daring each other to stand up, play chicken before the train hits the tunnel. Batman shows up. He's like, you dumbass kids. One of them gets away. One of them gets his foot stuck. Batman has to save them before ultimate death. But then we cut to a very tired trope of a fucking story. Kids who have been kidnapped, who have been trained to be thieves. Okay, that's fine. This is what's going on. So this kid comes out, steals this woman's purse. Batman seeing it, and he's like, And the animation in this episode's not too bad, but it's not the best. There's some really cool moments. Like, that's a cool screen cap. But in motion, it doesn't really work. And Batman and Alfred, they're kind of talking about it. Alfred's like, you weren't, the nicest kid as well. You had a problem. But it turns out these kids have been kidnapped, and they're forced to, work, and they're forced to, steal all this money. It's a Lost Boys type scenario almost. They're all these pathetic, sad, beggarly kids. And they're led by this dipshit, the Sewer King. Now, when I was a kid, I hated this episode because it wasn't Joker, it wasn't Penguin, it wasn't Poison Ivy, it wasn't Harley, it wasn't Two-Face, it wasn't even Killer Croc or Mad fucking Hatter. It was the Sewer King. What the fuck ever. The Sewer King who kidnaps kids, has them steal shit from people, right? And it's all right. So he's mad at this one kid, right? Because he got spotted by Batman or whatever. He puts him in the light, right? So they're all used to the darkness, even though they go out at... Anyway, I guess they go out at night, whatever. These kids, they go out. Batman's trying to find them. He winds up finding the secret passage that the kid took to get back to the Sewer King's lair. And he finds this thing, beware the Sewer King. And Batman's on this mystery. He finds the kid. Well, in typical Batman fashion, he takes the kid back to the Batcave. But just in case the kid knows who Bruce Wayne is and where Wayne Manor is and where the back roads to Wayne Manor are, he hypnotizes the kid. Kid falls asleep, takes him to the Batcave, and then gives him to Alfred. So hold on a second. Is it not common knowledge that Alfred Pennyworth is Bruce Wayne's butler? So why the hypnotize? What the fuck is the shit with the bit? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Alfred takes the kid, and meanwhile, another kid is interrogated by the Sewer King. He's like, yo, where's homie? He's like, he's gone. And so he throws all the food away. He's like, nobody eats until we find this fucking kid. Meanwhile, Alfred and this kid, Alfred's trying to civilize this kid. This is the best part of the episode, is the relationship that blossoms between Alfred and this kid. He's wearing sunglasses because it's a Teen Dog Shades night. Anyway, he winds up finding a gun. Batman shows up and goes, guns are no, they're serious business. They're not for play. He gives a nice little anti-gun speech. It's nice. It's cool. Once again, why are you protecting your identity but not Alfred's? It makes no fucking sense. Anyway, he takes the kid, shows him where he is, takes him out. The kid brings him back to his community where all these kids are who are captured by the Sewer King, who has all of these crocodiles or alligators. I guess they're alligators. I don't know the difference. I can't tell because that snout doesn't look like... honestly, those don't look like crocodiles nor alligators. Anyway, it's a very Captain Hook kind of vibe, right? Batman wrestles crocodiles, alligators. I'm pretty sure they're gators. Gators in the sewer. That's this whole get. But there's Killer Croc. Anyway, Batman wrestles the alligators or the crocs. He gets away. He's doing his thing. Batman's chasing him. And we all know that the Sewer King ain't got shit on Batman. So it's just I remember being a kid and just being like, this is pointless. Batman's just going to kick this dude's ass. But the dude falls to his presumed death, gets eaten alive by his pets. But in fact, he doesn't because his pets love him. So it's just more of a bullshit chase until Batman eventually catches up with him. And it's over. And then the kids go up to social workers to get put into the system. And Batman's pleased with himself. But if we were honest with each other, these kids probably don't have a good life going on forward. Anyway, It's not one of my favorite episodes of Batman the Animated Series. In fact, so far it's been the weakest. Why? Because it doesn't deal with a main Batman villain. Now, there are episodes of Batman the Animated Series that don't deal with a main Batman villain that work well. The robot one, I remember exactly. Perchance a Dream, I think, was one of them. Maybe I'm misremembering that. But they do exist. The Underdwellers is not one of them. It's okay. But it does, like Bobby said, have that Oliver Twist trope. And it's decent and it's cool. But me as a kid, I didn't care about these kids. I didn't fucking relate to this episode. And even now as an adult, almost 42 years old, because this week,
It's my birthday.
I still didn't really like it. It's okay. I'll give this episode of Batman the Animated Series 3 out of 5, you digs, which makes it the lowest scored one so far, which means it's still just okay. I don't know. Do you remember the Underdwellers episode of Batman the Animated Series? Sewer King, worthless villain. Animation's okay. The Alfred and the kid, that's the best bit. Everything else is just Charles Dickens bullshit, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, this has been your segment, finally, again, of...
This is Pop Culture Philosophers, and you're watching That Man. Fuck, I shouldn't have gotten so high, dude.
All right. Thank you so much, Perry, for the intro. Yeah, Sinner, what the fuck? Batman didn't adopt him? Yeah, I know. Like, is he's not worthy of being a Robin? I guess if he would have saw this kid flipping around on the trapeze, he probably would have been down for that. But yeah. Like Bobby says, Oliver Twisty for sure. Dynamite says, wow, totally forgot about the Sewer King. Sewer King ain't got shit on Batman. No shit, dude. It's so fucking stupid. Anyway, I want to play this a bit again because I think this is one of the best intros that we've gotten from Perry.
This is Pop Culture Philosophers, and you're watching That Man. Fuck, I shouldn't have gotten so high, dude.
All right, and we got super chats from Spilio and Empire Comics. Spilio says, happy birthday, brother. Happy birthday, man.
It's my birthday.
And we got Empire Comics with the super chat. That Uncanny X-Men book was the very first X-Men book I ever read. I was instantly hooked. Hell yeah. One thing I learned about the next issue, 273, and I picked up a copy of it this last week because Cartoonist Kayfabe did a video on it. 273 is a bunch of different artists, but they're all inked by Scott Williams. And watching their video was really cool. But yeah, Extinction Agenda was a lot of people's first, right? It was all over the place. And it's an okay story, but it is the Jim Lee shit that sings. If I had to pick my favorite panel in this issue, it's not that Wolverine panel. First of all, shout out to that panel. That's dope as fuck. A shout out to... Where is it? A shout out to that panel. A major shout out to this Tiger Electronic Games centerfold ad, which must have cost a pretty penny back in the day. But my favorite panel, my favorite piece of art in this whole thing is of Cameron Hodge. And it's that middle one right there. This shit is dope. Look at that. That's why we like Jim Lee and Scott Williams. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all. That means it's time for a shot, a beer cheers, a Hellboy song, and a little bit of smoke. All right, we've drinking this whole thing of shots, if you can't tell. So, beer cheers. I'll drink the water off camera. Trust me, I'll do it. Shots, because...
It's my birthday.
All right. A little bit of this. More so of this. Thank you all for the super chats. And now it's time.
It's my birthday.
Luckily, I remembered I was on mute this time. Let me tell you about this little man I know. His name is Hellboy. He was sent to the earth some long time ago to save it or destroy. Brought to this earth by Rasputin, son of a demon and a nana who had sex with the demon, but was raised by Professor Broom. Evil and monsters. Shit. Now he fights with the man who's a fish named Abe. Now he fights with the fire stalker named Liz. And an ectoplasmic mess named Johan. PPRG.
It's my birthday.
Sinner says, I miss stuff from the 90s like magazines and the posters. Me too. John says, I mailed your birthday gift to you. It looks and sounds like a box full of spiders. It says live spiders on the box, but I assure you it is not spiders. That's one of my favorite bits you do, John. Question, Robbie, did you see the Punisher in that X-Men comic splash page, third panel? Let's take a look. Splash page, third panel, 1, 2. Bro, what the fuck are you talking about? All right. Splash page, which is this, third panel. So this is 1, 2, 3. That's just Beast and Cable. What are you talking about, Bobby? Where's Punisher? Is Punisher supposed to be this dude? Is that what you're talking about? Like over here? Wait, right there? Is that what you're talking about? See, the dude's like, look out, Wolverine's loose. Go back a page. Okay. You trying to say that's the Punisher right there? With the blue toboggan? Huh. No, I won't tell you my name. If those mutants are guilty of crimes, they deserve the appropriate punishment. Now take the lens on my face before I make you eat it. All right, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you. Thank you, Bobby. That makes a lot of sense. Don't forget, y'all.
It's my birthday.
Jay says, so let's say Jenna and I were going to get something off your wish list. Would I message you later to get the address? You can. Does it not, like, it's supposed to allow you to just send it to me, but yeah, Message me privately. I'll give you my address. I just won't do it publicly. But whatever. Doesn't matter. All right. Some baller ass shit on that wish list, y'all. I'm just going to say. Just going to throw it out again. Everybody likes birthday presents, right? Especially in their 40s. All right. Show and tell time. You almost got blocked for that comment. What comment? The 90s magazines and posters? What are you talking about? It's ridiculous. All right. Show and tell time, y'all. I've already gotten a few birthday gifts. And presents in general. So, our buddy Twitch sent me this. The Nines. I remember when this movie came out. Hope Davis, Ryan Reynolds. I worked at Movie Stop when this was released, but I never watched it. But Twitch loves it and says, check it out. So I will check it out. This one came, I believe, from our buddy Scarpad, because he's the only one that sends these things to Robbie Bills with only one L. So Scarpad, thank you so much. King Kong versus Godzilla, the original. And then John Spilio sent me this. This is an original artwork piece from John Spilio that he has printed on these like metal sheets that you can hang. You see that? But look how dope that is. That's some Mark Teixeira energy. All right. We're talking about the expo. The Huntsville Comic Pop Culture Expo. When I was there, I picked up some cool shit. One of the things I picked up was a find from my boy Mike the Voice Matthews. He hooked me up with this very reasonably. So this is a Super Retro Tri-C3 or whatever the fuck. But what this is it's a console that will play Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and Genesis games. So that's pretty dope. So since I knew that I had that at the expo, I picked up my first purchase as an adult of some NES cartridges. But I got Super Mario Brothers 3 and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. These are two of my favorite NES games, even though I've only ever beaten the one. But if I got a retro console now and I'm going to start doing these, I'm not going to overspend. I'm going to buy them without the way I do my comics. Low grade is better than no grade. If it plays, I'm all good. Does it play? Do these play? I have no idea. I have to get controllers for this system. Then I can plug these up and then I can fully test it. But Mike assures me that it works. All right. Let's move this all over here. Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo had some really cool stuff that I got this year. All right. First of all, I want to run through the weekend with you. Would you mind that, y'all? All right. So before the expo even started, Nathan Zerdy, who was a guest at the Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo, came up to my comic shop. So that's my comic shop. That's me. And that's Nathan Zerdy. And that's a very awesome print that he gave us and remarked for the store. Nathan was fucking awesome. I will be a huge supporter now of all of Nathan Zerdy's work. Because he's just the coolest. He also got this signed for me. I say got this signed for me. He signed this for me. So that's pretty dope. All right, so Nathan Zerdy, super cool dude. Everybody go buy his artwork. He's a great guy. He's fantastic. Now we'll get to that. We'll get to that with the show and tell. All right, so after that, at the expo, I got to run some panels. I was very excited to do so. So that's me, right? And to your right, that's Ron Friends, okay? And to your left is Tom DeFalco. And next to Tom, well, that's Roy fucking Thomas. That's Roy Thomas. There's a picture of me, Roy Thomas, Tom DeFalco, and Ron Friends. And where was this? At the Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo, at the panel that I ran. Comic Book Legends. And Ron Friends even shouted me out on his Facebook page. He said, big thanks to the whole crew at the Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo for inviting me and my unindicted co-conspirator, the legendary Tom DeFalco, to their fantastic festivities. Special shout out to Kelly, who managed Tom DeFalco's table and kept him from wandering off. The picture is from our surprisingly well-attended panel Q&A featuring Marvel and DC writer-editor Mr. Roy Thomas and expertly moderated by rambunctious Robbie Billups. Heroes all. Y'all, my dream come true. Being on stage with these dudes, and y'all know how much Tom DeFalco means to me, and Roy Thomas, and Ron Friends. Man, how freaking cool. There's me and Amy Jo Johnson. She's the Pink Ranger. One of my very first hardcore crushes. Man, meeting her was a trip. But being and moderating the panel with her and David Yost, that's the Blue Ranger, the OG Blue Ranger, and Amy Jo Johnson. And this is right on the weekend that the new Power Rangers, like once and always, like special launched. So that's me on stage with them, being able just to mod their panel. It wasn't as involved as, say, this panel, but it was still really cool to meet Amy Jo Johnson. I'd met David Yost before, but to be on stage and do a panel, that was dope. Thank you, Mike, for those pics. Here's a picture of me and Felissa Rose from Sleepaway Camp and Dave Sheridan, who we know from Ghost World and Scary Movie. He played Doofy and Ghostface, of course. And also, both of them were in Victor Crowley, the Adam Green film. So I got to do the panel with them. Had a lot of frickin' fun. But the best thing about the entire weekend was hanging out with the PCP Excitable crew, including, for the first time ever in person, I got to meet Manny. Manuel Mendiola. My homie. One of the longest and like most supportive homies in this community, a friend, part of my family, my brother, Manny. I got to meet Manny. There's Nick. I've met Nick before, but I got to hang out with Nick and Kirk, our homie. We all got to hang out. We had a great time that Saturday night. Oh my goodness, y'all. Meeting Manny for the first time. Nick, I love you. You're handsome. It was cool hanging out with you and Kirk. But man, my heart swelled 89 times. My bad, 69 times when I saw Manny for the first time. I lost my fucking shit. I've hugged that dude so many goddamn times. That was my favorite moment of the weekend. So let's recap. Nathan Zerdy, Roy Thomas, Tom DeFalco, Ron Friends. That was a great, legendary panel. Then we got Amy Jo Johnson and David Yost. I'm there doing the panel. My new best friends, Dave Sheridan, Felissa Rose. I cannot tell you how much fun I had with those guys. Like, it's so great. I cannot wait to see them again at Scarefest. But Manny and Nick, there's Brian, there's Jelani. Brooks was there too. We all hung out. And other friends, Kirk and Helena was there. Jay showed up. It was a really good fucking time. Mike was there. A good time hanging out with the PCP Excitable crew at the Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo. So, let's get into the swag. Awesome people, hell yeah. Great picks, thank you. I did have a great time. That print is almost as awesome as the shirt you're wearing. Little ghost face. Yo, where can I get that console? I don't know. But I'll tell you what. So I was at a vendor's booth and I was looking at video games and I was like, yeah, I want these just to collect them, but I don't have a console to play. And Mike's like, yeah, you got a console. I picked you up that SR3. And I was like, what the fuck is an SR3? And the vendor like looked at me and he goes, whoa, you got an SR3? How much you want for it? So, but yeah, it plays all three. We'll see. Mike assures me it works. It better work because I picked up these games. I'll never beat that motherfucker. All right. So my buddy Mark Spears, who did the covers of those Spawn issues, Spawn, King Spawn, Gunslinger, was the artist spotlight, right? Mark Spears is one of my favorite dudes, right? I know this dude. I've known this dude for over 20 years. He's one of my homies, right? And I am so proud of him for what he's achieved. And talking with him, he came to my shop. We hung out. He was at the expo. This was the first con that Mark has ever attended. And I had to keep telling Mark, bro, you got to get used to being a guest at these things. He's like, bro, I just met Brett Spiner. He's like, I'm so freaking, I was like, bro, but you're one of them too. Felissa Rose remembered him, and they were there at the panel. So Mark Spears is my homie. So Mark Spears gave me this Mark Spears Monster Ash Can, first look edition. He signed it, of course, for me. But Mark Spears does some amazing artwork. He loves Universal Monsters like I do. And he's developed this whole trading card series around the Universal Monsters and his interpretations of them and other monsters. And this, of course, got the attention of Todd McFarlane's people. And he did those Spawn covers. And just keep your eyes out. But Mark is also trying to do a comic on his own. And this is like some of his first work doing this. Like I remember buying Big Bang Comics with Mark's work. But we're really, really proud of Mark here. So it was really cool of him to give me this ash can. And by the way, that's totally straight out of Monster Squad, Mark. His art is amazing. It's so good. So not only did he give me that ash can, but he gave me, that's right, the all-new Halloween edition of his Mark Spears trading cards with stickers. So I decided that we're going to open these up once every Rockin Robbie Live. We're going to open up a pack. So my homie Mark, thank you so much. I don't want to damage the box. I really don't, because Mark's one of my dudes. So Mark kickstarted these. Series 2, I believe, is in the works right now. Man, what a fucking... Oh, and there's the Scream Magazine ad on there. I love Scream Magazine. I buy that all the time. I buy it every issue. All right. The packs feel nice. They're not quite waxy packs, but they feel hefty and chunky. All right, so they all have the same cover, but it's all new for Halloween 2022. Damn, Mark, these things are hard to open. All right, here they go. Let's see what we get in the first pack, y'all. Bruh, I struck gold with the first one. It's Dracula and his brides. Fuck yeah. Then we got his creature from the Black Lagoon. Fuck, that's dope. Dracula meets Sherlock Holmes. Oh, that's dope. The monsters. Got the Mummy, Dracula, the Frankenstein monster, and the Wolfman, or the werewolf. Oh, there's the Frankenstein monster right there. Is Mark Spears' work not amazing, y'all? Princess Langweirde? I don't know what this is, but it's a headless chick. That's dope as fuck. Oh, shit. The Great Houdini. That's Harry Houdini. Wow. I haven't seen this piece from Mark. That's fucking awesome. Oh, shit. Mark, I think, likes Poltergeist 2. There's the Reverend Jasper. Oh, yeah. The Creeper. We're talking about Tales from the Crypt. The Monster Slayer. Monster Slayer and Dracula. These cards are dope as fuck. The She-Wolf. Maybe not of London. I'm not sure. Oh, nice. So we got the creature. Again, the same card that I had earlier. But it's the 1982 edition. See, it's got a border, and the back is different, and the cardstock is different. This feels more like one of those 80s cards. That's really fucking dope. We got to bring Mark on to talk about the Monster Squad with us, right? There's another 1982 one. Feels nice. Oh, shit, we got a black and white one, like Planet of the Apes type shit. Another black and white one with the Monster Slayer. Those are dope. All right, this one, the Smiling Phantom. Looks like a Dan Clowes fucking drawing of a zombie. Special card, Drax Hot Rod. Burn through the ditches and burn through the witches and slay 'em in the back of my Dragula. Nightmare? That's dope. I love the colors on that. Fuck yeah. This one is Morden the Sorcerer. It looks more like Rasputin mixed with Merlin, but that's dope as shit. Fuck yeah, Mark. Dude, and so for each pack, I got multiple special cards, but I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 cards in each pack of Mark Spears Monster. And we're going to have Mark on the channel soon because he's blowing up and he's a good dude. Speaking of Mark, I bought 2 prints from him. First print I bought from him was this one of his Boris Karloff Frankenstein monster. How fucking dope is that, y'all? How dope is that? That's so, like, just, can I just look at that, y'all? I also, because he did Spawn work, I love the Spawn piece he did. Now, he's done other Spawn pieces that are more detailed, but I love a big cape on Spawn. I love something like morose and melancholy. How dope is that, y'all? So I picked those up from Mark Spears. Take a look at the chats. That print is almost as awesome as the t-shirt you're wearing. Yeah, yeah, okay. Thank you. I'd be playing a lot of modern indie retro games. I've been hooked on Dead Cells. Okay, says Jay. Hey, what's up, Bueller? How you doing? Yeah, Kirk was there, but I did not meet Kirk. I did not meet Captain Kirk. Jelani did. We can ask him about that. Send you the double, says Bobby. Hey, I'll hook you up with the man. He still has some packs. I'll send you some packs. I still got Dylan's one case. Like, Bobby, I'm not going to fucking lie. I haven't sent that shit to you yet. It's coming, and I'll send you some packs. For sure. Yeah, y'all need to check out Mark Spears. My man Mark Spears, there's more work coming from him, and I can't talk about it, but trust me. He didn't make the cover of the week just because I knew him. And those monster cards are awesome. All right, so I talked about Miss You Too, Bueller. We gotta chat about some stuff. So message me Wednesday on my birthday and tell me happy birthday, and we'll talk about some stuff. Because you remember, Wednesday is Wednesday.
It's my birthday!
All right. So from Nathan Zerdy, I got this print. And it's signed. Nathan Zerdy was super cool. I love this dude. I checked in with him every day at the con. I like Nathan a lot. I want to get him on the show. And I saw this one. They had a lot of cool stuff, a lot of cool prints. But y'all know me, and I saw this one. And so I honestly think it makes a great twofer. But I really, really like this one. And when I got it, Nathan was like, nice. But Nathan was there with his friend Bianca. And you can follow Bianca. If someone can find her Instagram feed and share it in the chat, that would be great. That would be great. You want to see the signature again? There's the signature right there, Bueller. Isn't that dope, Bueller? Have you met Nathan Zerdy? Cool dude, man. Cool dude. Cool dude. Art by Bianca, I believe, is her Instagram page. She is a Disney artist. Her and Nathan work out of Orlando. They were both at MegaCon. I didn't meet them there, but I met them in Huntsville because they came to my shop. And her art is fucking fantastic. And she had a lot of prints. And I bought this one from her. Of the turtles. And she had amazing stuff. So y'all need to go check out on Instagram Nathan Zerdy and Art by Bianca. Because some really great artists and just very cool people. Very cool people, y'all. All right, next up. Well, y'all already knew I met Amy Jo Johnson. There's the photo. I got signed by her. That's the one I had to pick up. Amy Jo Johnson. Kimberly, the original Pink Ranger. I met Dave Sheridan. I got a picture of his character from Ghost World. So he wrote, "Hey, Robbie, it's America, dude. Learn the rules, Doug." So if you've ever seen Ghost World, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen Ghost World, watch it, read the comic, watch the movie, and then watch our movie night on it. But he told me that the character of Doug was originally made for another movie, right? And he gave me this CD because it was originally another movie. And this is the character of Doug that he created that wound up being put in the Ghost World movie. And he had already written the music, and he put it and recorded it on this CD. So he gave me this CD. So that's dope. Felissa Rose was there as well. I love her. I met her before. I did the panel with her and Dave, and she gave me this for free. Because I told her how much I love the art of Sleepaway Camp 2, but I hated that she wasn't in it. So she gave me this photo recreation of it. It says, "To Robbie, you're the best, so let's go camping." Felissa Rose. So I met Tom DeFalco and Ron Friends, and I had to get them to sign the first appearance of Night Thrasher and the New Warriors. So there's my first appearance of Night Thrasher, and it's signed by Tom DeFalco and Ron Friends. And my first appearance of the New Warriors proper, signed by Ron Friends and Tom DeFalco. So that's dope. And y'all know, because I've done this on Marvel in the 90s, one of the most monumental issues of my life is Fantastic Four 374 by Tom DeFalco and Paul Ryan. This was the first comic I bought on my own with my own money, walking into a comic shop by myself for the first time at like 12 years of age. I picked up a Fantastic Four 374, and I never really looked back. And I got it signed by Tom, and I got to tell him how important this issue and his entire run with Paul Ryan was. And it was great. I picked up some really cool indie stuff at the con, which I never ever see in my local con. I never see this stuff, but I picked up the complete Bo Jeffrey saga. It's an early Alan Moore work. Have not read this yet, but very excited that I checked that. I got that. I sniped that too. I sniped it. I got this Artistic Comics, which has a Robert Crumb sketchbook inside of it. We'll go through all of these one day. I have some plans. We'll get to them later. But I also picked up this comics book #1 of a bunch of independent underground comic stuff from the 70s. So I was very excited to check these out. I didn't know anything about any of these. But when I go to cons, this is the kind of stuff I look for. So early Alan Moore, I've never read. Robert Crumb stuff I've never seen. And underground comics from the 70s that I've never read. That's dope to me. And Mike, the voice Matthews, gave me some Robbie Week offerings. Some VHS. I collect VHS. So Mike hooked me up with Football Follies. That's awesome. The Spurs Championship NBA Finals VHS from the late 90s, right? What is this, 99? Yeah, 99. Senior year of high school, man. But the most important things was I can relive my past glory days of the Cowboys being champions on VHS. The way the gods intended. So, Mike, thank you so much for those. Anyway, that's show and tell. And now it's time for your Final 5. All right, we're going through the Marvel masterpieces. We're starting with one of my favorite characters of all time. It's Doctor Doom by Joe Jusko. Then we got Dormammu. How iconic are these cards? Deathlock, who was pretty much a rookie at this time, as well as Gambit. But both Gambit and Deathlock getting cool cards. That Gambit card is actually pretty dope. And y'all, Galactus. Look at that Joe Jusko. Galactus. Absolutely amazing. And that has been your Final 5. All right, y'all. We're dipping out, but thank you so much. I once again will put out this link. It's pinned at the top of the comments or at in the live chat. It's my Amazon wish list because this week is Robbie Week, which means Wednesday.
It's my birthday!
So if you want to send me something, you can do so through that link. Anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate the super chats. We haven't done a Rockin Robbie Live in a while, but we're getting back on track. We'll be back here in 2 weeks for Rockin Robbie Live on the 21st of May. Next week, I plan on getting the studio in proper order. I've been selling some stuff of late, paring down the collection, and just kind of getting everything set to enjoy. Anyway, Rockin Robbie Week. Thank you so much for joining us. Please do have a great time. We'll see you tomorrow night on PCP Movie Night. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, Repo the Genetic Opera. Another one of my favorite horror movies is Fade to Black. We'll be talking about that Saturday night on Dylan's Horror Show. I love you. Station, pop, pop, boom, all up in the room. Thanks for rocking with us. Keep on reading, living, loving, learning. And just booming. Love you. Have a good one, y'all. Station.
Hey there, Dynamite fans. Come join us here at the Experience this Monday, May 8th at 6 p.m. Eastern. It's our usual time. Everyone should be here. Hopefully John will. Rex definitely will be. So will Robbie. I'll pop in and talk about how much I love Guardians Volume 3. So try to see it so we can actually talk about details of the movie. I know I'm not a spoiler person, but I really want to talk about spoilers. It'll be a great time no matter what. So please join us here at the Experience Monday, May 8th. 6 p.m. Eastern. Can't wait to see it.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean, and I bring it to the mad light, ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short, so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna sing my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't playing no games, I just do, that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah bitch I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
Hey, what's up, everybody? All right, post credits. We're gonna taste test this new chip. Mike, the Voice Matthews, hooked us up with this Doritos hot mustard tortilla chip. So there is a fancy, like tangy ketchup one that's out there. We haven't found that one yet. But we got the hot mustard. I like mustard. I love Doritos. Let's see what happens. I think that this is going to be gross. Mike tells me it's going to be really good. So let's see. Smells like corn and mustard. Okay. Okay. It tastes like mustard Doritos, y'all. That's exactly what it tastes like. It tastes like mustard Doritos. Hot mustard, no. Yellow mustard, yes. That's weird. It's not bad, but it's like got like a tinge of sweet that's too much. It tastes like mustard, though. It's doing what it's trying to do. It tastes like mustard. Is it hot mustard? No. But it's mustard. It's mustard. I don't know, man. Where do I put this at? It's not something I would eat a whole bag of at all. It's very heavy on the yellow mustard flavor at first. It does what it's trying to do. It doesn't necessarily work as a flavor, but they get the flavor. So I'll go 3. 3 out of 5 you digs for the hot mustard Doritos, which I'm done. I'm done. Yeah. Hot mustard Doritos. That's all right. All right. Thank you. Y'all been good. Y'all been real. Y'all been live. We'll see you tomorrow night for PCP Movie Night when we're talking about Repo, the Genetic Opera. 8 p.m. Central Time, y'all. Next time, you'll see me here on the YouTubes. Thanks for rocking with us.
It's my birthday!